It's cherry blossom season right now, and I am so excited that we chose a bundle this week that involves not only cherry blossom branches, but also flowers that are inspired by cherry blossoms. So what I'm going to do today is split the bundle into 4 vases, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to start with a tall vase, and I'm going to showcase my branches there, so let me just go ahead and get that ready for you. So this is a tall, glass cylinder vase. If you don't have one like this, anything tall is going to work. I want to, leave the branches in their sort of natural state, which is why I chose a tall vase for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 2 of my aspidistra leaves and cut them right at the stem. Go ahead and twirl them inside my vase. Okay, and hopefully they'll stay. A lot of times they move around. This is one of those things that's trickier than it looks, but we'll do our best. I think I've got it. So I've got my 2 leaves down in here. Great. And then the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get my salal, which is the greenery I'm using in this arrangement. So this is going to be a really tall, one-sided arrangement, and I'm going to save at least like a few of these little leaves. So let me set 1 or 2 of these aside. Great. And then I'm just going to give all of the salal stems a trim so that they can drink water. Alright, and then I'm going to start to place them into my vase. So the trick here is to get them in without your leaf moving, which doesn't always work. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get caught up in your hands. Alright, some more here, going in. The salal is great because it lasts for a really long time. It stays super green looking, really fresh, and it just has that kind of like leafy feel to it, which is reminiscent of the tree too, since we're all about the cherry blossoms right now. All right, there we go. Okay. Now, if you can see me through my salal here, I'm going to pick up, in fact, let me move this over to the side a little bit. I've got a bunch of the cherry blossom branches here, and these were cut in Pennsylvania, okay, and brought down here. Obviously, they aren't the ones that in Washington we have on the mall. You can't touch those, but these, again, came from Pennsylvania. What I want to do is cut off the lower pieces, or lateral little bits here, that aren't going to be seen. This one I'll keep then, because I can use those in a different little vase, so I don't want to waste anything like that. And I've got more here. Cutting these guys off, even this little baby, I think we're good. This stem I think we can save. So I have a few little bits there which I'll save. Now what I'm going to do is cut the bottoms of each branch again. And another trick you can do is not only just snip it there, you can cut a little bit more up the branch, which helps the branch absorb water. Okay, so I'm just exposing a little bit more of the ends here. Great, that's pretty good. Then I'm going to take my vase back, go ahead and get my branches in. And I love the look of these. I mean, you can just do branches like this in a single vase and it's gorgeous, right? So here we go, flying out branches. You can probably barely see it there. Then the next flower I have is wax flower Mullering Brook. It's kind of a strange name, I'm not sure where that came from, but what I love about the wax flower is it's a little bit pink and has little buds on it, okay, so to me it's very reminiscent of a cherry blossom itself, so I think it's a fun one to use with cherry blossoms. So I'm going to take a whole bunch of it into my hand, trim off the stems. I'm going to save about let's see, a couple stems of this because I'm going to use it somewhere else. So maybe I'll set this much aside. Get some more here. Giving it all a trim. And similarly to the branches, any lateral pieces here that are on the side that are not going to be seen in my vase, I'm going to go ahead and pull off and save those for one of my smaller arrangements. And the little buds here should open up, okay? So you might get some in your bundle that are sort of tight, and often they'll open up over time. And I just think they're beautiful even as little buds, actually. That's what's nice too about the cherry blossoms. I have a weeping cherry in my front yard, and it's gorgeous right now, even though it's just in bud. I still, you know, enjoy looking at it. And then, of course, as soon as it blooms, it's incredible. All right. Now, I think this is ready. I've already trimmed it. I'm going to go ahead and put it into my vase. Stick it in. And obviously the branches are going to open up, okay, so they're going to bloom for you. It just takes a few days, and they turn into these gorgeous light pink blossoms, and they're just so nice. Love them. Okay. I think it's one of my favorite things ever is to go down to the National Mall and see all the trees in bloom. All the people are out. It's really nice. All right, get this in here. Great. So now we have this bit. Next up, Esperance roses. This is a rose that we've used before. It's really beautiful because it's a bicolor, so there's a little bit of pink and white to it. It's a really large-headed rose with lots of petals, so it's just a gorgeous one and seemed to go really nicely with the branches, so that's why we chose it again. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. I'm going to use 3 here and save one of them for my mini arrangement. So I've already trimmed a little bit of the leaves off the bottom. I'm going to cut these down one more time. I think I cut them once before. I don't know. I'm always trimming things a lot. Never hurts. Okay. I'm going to stick this right in here. And so I'm using 6 roses, and I'm just going to get them in at sort of varying heights. I've got some tulips that are going to go in behind it, so I'm going to leave space for that. So my other 3 I may leave just a little bit taller here. Stick them in. So this is kind of a grand arrangement, okay, something that's really large. You could, you know, obviously just have the branches on their own and maybe do something smaller with these other flowers if you didn't, you know, have space for something quite so big. But today I thought it'd be fun to make something kind of huge. All right, I've got my roses flying out. Next up, I am going to use 3 of my beautiful tulips. These came from Holland, which is incredible. And the reason I'm pausing is because I'm staring at them and loving the color. And they're reminding me that it's tulip season right now in Holland. It's sort of just starting up, and it's incredible. I had the good fortune of going there and seeing these fields of tulips and going to something called the Keukenhof, where I took my mother and we could see all the tulips in bloom and all the different names, and it's this incredible experience right outside of Amsterdam. So anyway, I love these tulips. It's another great thing of spring. What I'll do is trim them all up, take off any of these leaves that look a little floppy, okay? And then I'm going to stick them in the front of my vase so that they're sort of flying out. We call this the protruding force. So it flies out at us. I've got 3 of them there. And I may even curl this last leaf over. Now, you'll notice in your arrangement over time that tulips actually grow in water, so even sometimes an inch or 2, it's incredible over time. They may grow out, and you can keep retrimming them or let them sort of grow out of your arrangement, but just be ready for that. All right, I think that's it. This is my grand cherry blossom themed arrangement. I'm going to move it off to the side and go ahead and grab my second vase here and get ready for something that's a little bit simpler, which is I'm going to take one stem of my cherry blossom branch, twirl it into a large vase here, have that popping out, and then take 3 of my tulips twirl them inside. This is a totally different look, but just something I thought that would be fun. It's like a terrarium feel here with our flowers. A different way to highlight the beauty of the branch and the tulips. So that's one very simple thing to do. And the last thing I'm going to do is take my two little mini vases here, and just one, so simply I'm going to take the tulip, give it a trim, keep these gorgeous leaves on there, and stick it in with a piece of wax flower, just like this. Simple, elegant, ready to place somewhere. And the very last bit here, my tiny little vase, I'm going to take some leaves, bottom of my cello, wrap it in here, and showcase one stem of my gorgeous Esperance rose with a little bit of wax flower and some leaves surrounding it, and place this one, you know, bedside table, bathroom, someplace like that. So I hope you enjoy this week's bundle, and thank you so much for being a subscriber.